Smokey Bear is turning 80 this year. Congratulations, Smokey.
Smokey, you have aged well.
We're so excited for Smokey Bear's 80th birthday. That's right, our friend has been helping us learn about wildfire prevention since 1944. To celebrate, we'd like to welcome you to Smokey Bear Live 4. In this 4-part video series, we're investigating real wildfire case studies. In episode 1, we explored how campfires can spark wildfires. In episode 2, we discovered how vehicles can spark wildfires. Click on the videos on screen to watch those episodes as well, or check out all of our videos on the Natural Inquirer YouTube channel. Today we have expert Anna Henderson from the USDA Forest Service and volunteer Mark Vojkovic to help us learn how fireworks can spark wildfires. We're so excited to share their expertise with you. And they're joined today with our hosts, Genesis Robinson and Robert Westover.
Hi everyone,
It was a rainy Tuesday night when I first met the bear. That's right. Then again, it was always raining for a fellow like me back then. I saw him in the woods, and the next thing I knew, 23 skidoo, he was gone again. But I knew it was only a matter of time.
No. You can't do the film noir thing. No one gets your references anyway.
Oh, come on, Genesis. Don't deny my artistic creativity here.
Okay, hurry up.
But I knew it was only a matter of time before our paths crossed again. The thought of it made my heart burst like fireworks. Ha! And firework safety is what we're going to talk about today.
Really? Couldn't you have started with that?
Fireworks are a fun pastime, and they're even a tradition for many families.
But we have to be careful with fireworks because they can be a fire hazard.
Fireworks, when they explode, they blow up into a lot of different flammable materials that if they don't extinguish before they hit the ground, can actually ignite grassy areas or flammable areas or leaves or brush.
When we have fireworks, they can start wildfires and have started several.
According to our friends at the National Fire Protection Association, fireworks are the cause of more than 19,500 fires every year.
That was the case for the Palmer Fire. In 2017, the Palmer Fire destroyed almost 4,000 acres in Beaumont, California.
About 450 people had to evacuate before the fire was finally contained after 4 days.
Fortunately, no one was killed in the Palmer Fire, but sadly, that's not always the case with fireworks. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission's 2022 Fireworks Annual Report, more than 10,000 people were admitted to the hospital emergency rooms for injuries caused by fireworks, and 11 of those people passed away.
But how can we avoid more fireworks damage? Well, the only true safe way to enjoy fireworks is to watch a professional show.
Fireworks are not allowed on public lands monitored by the Forest Service. So if you go camping and you're on Forest Service and you light a firework, there could be a penalty for that. Your parents will be held responsible for having fireworks. You don't have to even light the firework. Having a firework in your vehicle is illegal on Forest Service lands.
Still, many states allow the purchase of consumer fireworks. So if you're going to use them on your own property, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has some tips that will help reduce the danger.
Number 1, never allow young children to play with or ignite fireworks. That even includes sparklers. Now that may sound overprotective, but consider that sparklers burn at temperatures of about 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to melt metals. Every year, the largest number of victims of firework injuries are children under 15 years of age.
Sparklers, that is an ignition source that you're waving around and making your name, and it looks really cool. Once the sparkler goes out, what do you do with that? Most people drop it on the ground. That's hot metal. Could that start a fire? Absolutely. Some people are like, well, I throw mine away. Well, you just threw hot metal in with a bunch of garbage like paper. Could that start a fire? Yeah. So what is an option that you could do when using sparklers? How about having a bucket of water?
Which brings us to tip number 2. Keep a bucket of water handy. Not only are they good for used sparklers, but if a fire does break out, you can try to put it out quickly with a bucket of water or a garden hose. I would also recommend keeping a shovel handy to fight fires.
Number 3, make sure that fireworks are legal in your area. Also, only purchase and set off fireworks that are labeled for consumer and not professional use.
Number 4, no one should ever use fireworks while impaired by alcohol or drugs.
In addition to these tips, be sure to clear out your area where you're lighting fireworks. Clear away at least 10 feet of brush or debris, such as grass, twigs, leaves, pine needles, firewood, or anything else that might catch fire.
Because you're lighting with a lighter, that's an ignition source. We got to be careful with our ignition source. Then you're lighting a fuse. That fuse is shooting off what? Sparks. Be cognitive of where those sparks are going. But what happens up in the air when you light these fireworks? An explosion actually happens. It comes out of the tube, sparks, and stuff on fire, falling to the ground. What goes up must come down.
And those sparks can come down pretty far away, especially if it's windy.
The breeze of the wind can carry that material from a dirt lot or a dirt area that you might perceive to be safe into areas that are no longer safe because of the breeze or the wind. And I've seen that happen before where the fireworks starts going and eventually a wildfire will start a half mile away or a quarter mile away from where the fireworks had initially ignited.
But do fireworks start fires? Absolutely. A couple years ago, neighbors lighting fireworks. The other neighbor has a big hay barn. Firework lit, goes into the hay barn. Hay barn catches on fire. Now all the hay's on fire. So please be safe. Know what's going on around you.
These tips would have really been handy for the folks who started the Palmer Fire, but they probably just needed to know this information.
And if that's something you feel is important, you can even make a career out of it someday. There are wildfire prevention specialists and program managers who implement plans with partners to promote wildfire prevention within their region, state, forest, or community.
There are also people who like to volunteer, such as our good friend, Mark Vojkovic, who's a volunteer wilderness ranger.
As a wilderness ranger, I patrol the heavily used trails and overnight camping areas, focusing on 2 main areas. One is engagement. So I greet day and overnight hikers and visitors. I discuss their plans on where they're going, offer suggestions on where they might want to camp or what they might want to see. And most important is I educate. I educate about the forest, the wilderness, leave no trace principles, about leaving the area cleaner than how you found it or how you would use it.
And if this kind of teaching sounds appealing to you, you could also be on a fire prevention and education team one day. These teams are made up of skilled and mobile personnel who enhance local wildfire prevention activities where the risk is higher.
They reduce unwanted human-caused fire ignitions through prevention assessments and education.
Which pretty much falls into Smokey Bear's wheelhouse.
That's right. Educating the public about wildfire prevention is something Smokey has been doing for 80 years.
The Forest Service authorized Smokey Bear on August 9, 1944. His first slogan back then was "Care will prevent 9 out of 10 forest fires."
3 years later, Smokey started using the slogan that most of us know to this day: only you can prevent forest fires.
That was true until 2001, when he tweaked it a bit by saying only you can prevent wildfires. That's because fires impact all of our lands.
Regardless of his slogan, Smokey Bear has been hard at work over the decades, spreading his message through posters, road signs, videos, books, in-person appearances, statues, license plates, toys, and even really big balloons.
Despite all of this exposure, it's funny how often people get his name wrong. He's typically called Smokey the Bear, but his name is actually Smokey Bear. No the.
Whatever you want to call him though, he's been an important educator in wildfire prevention.
And education always includes some good reading materials. That's why, this year, Smokey has partnered with state and local libraries to create Smokey's Reading Challenge.
He has a reading challenge set up for you guys out there. So if you go to smokeybear.com and look for his reading challenge, he has several books about fire, about smoke jumping, about how to become a firefighter.
So to participate, be sure to check out Smokey's website and visit your local library. Thank you, Smokey Bear, for all the work you've done and all that you continue to do.
Which includes one more episode of Smokey Bear Live 4.
In 1 week, join us for a live question and answer program where our experts will answer your questions live. Leave a question in the comments section of this video and we'll try to answer it during the stream. If you think of a question later, you can also write it in the comments section of the stream while we're live. All of our videos and streams will be available on the Natural Inquirer YouTube channel. Smokey Bear Live is brought to you by a partnership with the Natural Inquirer and the USDA Forest Service. The Forest Service manages about 193 million acres of national forests and grasslands throughout the United States. They also work in partnership with tribal and state governments and private landowners to benefit another 600 million acres, not to mention their work internationally. Phew! Meanwhile, the Natural Inquirer is a program that takes scientific research papers and rewrites them in easy-to-understand language for students at many different grade levels. All of their materials are free to order or download on their website. In fact, they even have a publication called Wildfire 1, which explores what fire scientists are discovering about wildfires. And this is just one of their publications about wildfires.
So after you finish this video, you might as well keep exploring these other amazing resources.
In the meantime, happy birthday, Smokey Bear. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.